Alright guys, today we're going to be building a orange and white themed loadout that you can actually afford. We're going to do weapon skins first, and there's going to be a couple of options for the knife and glove combo at the end if you do have the budget to pick those up. I'm going to kick it off on the P2000 because I have been enjoying it over the USP, and I think for this you do want to go for an Imperial Dragon. Minimal wear will run you just over the $4 mark. I know a lot of people would immediately go for the Orion, but because I want to focus on orange and white, I've actually gone for a print stream in minimal wear with the mindset that you could put some orange stickers on this, and they can vary from the cheapest orange stickers possible to mid-tier or very expensive. That's up to you down the line, but I think this is a nice base option. Over in the Glock, it's going to be the Bullet Queen. Not my usual suggestion for Glock. It doesn't sit too high up my list, but I think for the orange and the white, obviously, is a bit of a black base as well, but there's lots of orange and white coming through, and it is just over $10 in minimal wear, but I think it fits this sort of theme really nicely. For the Deagle, we go back to the print stream. Very much the same reasoning as the USP. It's mostly white within the black accents, and orange stickers will work really well on it to get you that orange and white sort of aspect you're going for. Now comes the predictable skins. On the AK, we are going to go for a minimum wear Azamov, which at the time of planning will run you about $60. Now, I'll be honest, I ran a Battle Scar one of these for a couple of months, and even in Battle Scar, it looks good. So if you want to trim costs down, I guess something that looks a little bit like Battle Scarred, a bit worn, you can. But if you want it to be mostly clean, min wear, $60. It's a sweet spot. The Emperor S may be a surprise. I'm going to go for the Player 2. It has a lot of blue on it, but for me, it also has a significant amount of orange and white. So I think overall for the loadout we're going for, it plays in pretty good. Like even here, when you're using in-game, there's a significant amount of orange and blue with some white accents. We go back to the Azamov. Unfortunately, this one is going to be battle scarred. It's the M4A4 and it's $61. Now, it's not a crazy amount more to sort of jump up into field test, but it's a significant hit for this. I tried to make this a lower overall budget, so I thought battle scarred was again going to be that kind of sweet spot where you can make it work. Some cheap stickers on this will bring it to life. And then for the AWP, I've put it on battle scarred because I actually prefer it on battle scarred. I think the AWP Azamov compared to field test of the battle scar, there's just something about the battle scar that looks really nice. It is going to run you over $70, but I enjoyed using the Azamov when I had it. It's a really sick skin. Now, I've put a bit of an asterisk beside this one because I think I planned this on the 11th or the 12th of October. Prices are going to continue dropping, but the Arctic Tritone is perfect for this. Right now, it's about $6.60 in minimum wear. It will soon be below $5, which is better for you guys. I've unboxed one. It's really nice to play with in game. Obviously, it's white with a bit of camo and orange accents, so perfect for this loadout. For the MAC-10, I went for the Allure, and this is again one of those ones. There's a lot of colors going on, but there is still a significant amount of orange and white within all those other colors. So I think the price you're paying, just over $50, it's a really nice, easy pick, and there wasn't a crazy amount of other options. We then have another Azamov. Whether or not that's going to be the final Azamov you see, I don't know. But field test at P250 for $2.50. Again, just an obvious pick that adds in really nicely to the loadout. Now, the Julies do have a pure orange option, but I didn't want to pay like the $6 for the demolition. So I've actually just gone for the cartels. They're $50. They're neutral. They are this sort of silver and bronzy sort of brown, which obviously it's not orange, it's not white. But I didn't want to spend that much on Julies, I'll be honest. So I wanted a cheap sort of neutral option. If you have another preference, go for it. On the 5.7, I'm going to go for the Retribution, which is technically more sort of creamy beige than it is white, but there are orange accents on it, and overall, I think this is a pretty interesting and different pick, and it doesn't break the bank at just under $1.50. For the Gale, I tried to play into that sort of off-white color with the cami here. It is $2.30 minimal wear. This is probably the only one I've got a bit of a doubt of if it was the right pick or not. We could have gone orange DD Pat, which is mostly black and orange, but a lot more expensive. You guys can let me know in the comments down below if you think there was a better skin for this option. Over in the farmers, I really like the Eye of Athena as the pick here, mostly because it was the only good option, or possibly the only option at all, if I remember correctly, but there's also some really nice artwork, and there's a significant amount of orange and brown in there, so it's not going to look out of place in the loadout, even though it's not perfect. Now, as we hit the filler skins, I do try to go cheap and cheerful, so Mag-7, for example, I'm going to go Insomnia. It's a goofy-ass skin, it's a lovely piece of artwork, but for 7-cent minimum wear, it's kind of hard to argue against it as an option. The XM, I struggled for reasonable options. Even the ones that were crazy expensive, like pure orange, it's not worth spending. I went for the Seasons because you get some orange in it. It is some sort of mix of other colours as well, and it's just a nice sort of relatively cheap skin at $1.55. Very similar to the print stream vibes, I went for the ZZ Tuxedo here, which is just over 63. Alright, that's actually 63 cents on the dot, not just over. Again, it's nice and clean. It gets that white element. If you do want to put stickers on it, you can, but you probably could just use it like this. For the Titan 9, I probably should have went for the fuel injector, but I did want to force myself to mix it up for something that actually meets the color palette. There is orange and white on this. It's a safety net. It's $1.37. Fuel injector for an extra $2-3 is probably the better pick, but if you do want orange and white, this is the better option. The Abyssal Apparition for the MP7 is a very good pick. Now, $2.70 might be more than you want to spend on the MP7. If you don't use it, obviously, you can go for something much cheaper. But for the orange and the white on this black canvas base, I think it looked quite good. For the UMP is going to be the Labyrinth. Now, there is an Oscillator, I think it is, which is more like sort of black and orange if you want an alternative. But I prefer the Labyrinth, and only 16 cents for minimal wear. I think it's a pretty clean skin. The AUG did lack solid options. There is the Chrea at 8 cent minimal wear. You know, at that price to get some orange, it's a bit of an off orange color, but it's getting some orange and some silver. I think overall for the price, it pairs in fairly well and it's not going to clash. I do love the option for the SG though, because it's going to be the Tiger Moth. I rocked this in my orange loadout, which actually was a lot of orange and white with Azamov, so foundation gloves. So I'm a big fan of this. It's just over $1 for minimal wear. My second skin with an asterisk on it, because the price is definitely going to change by the time this video is live and very soon afterwards, but I can't control that. Rapid Transit, minimal wear, insane skin from Samota. It's just over $5 right now. Very much, I went for white base. It's got a white scope, and there are multicolors on it, but there are also accents of orange. Looking at the other scout options, I just thought this was definitely the best play. Then we have two final skins. We have the Osiris for the PP Bison. It's 71 cent minimal wear. If you are rocking a PP Bison often, here's the skin for you. And finally, we do end it off with an Azamov, and it's going to be for the P98 field tested, and it'll come in just under $7, which means overall for the weapon skins in this loadout, you are going to be spending just under $400. But if you're a big fan of orange and white and you're going to use this long term, it's a pretty reasonable amount to be paying to get your full collection of weapon skins. And then if you want to add crafts onto it, you can. Now, you may be thinking, combo-wise, what are the options? And here is the first one. It is going to be a pair of big games in the field test that paired with a factory new Huntsman Tiger Tooth. The gloves are about $223, the knife's about $255, meaning the total cost is just under $480. So if you wanted to pair this combo with the weapon skins, you'd be coming in at under $900 for the total cost. And the big game with the Tiger Tooth is always such a banging pairing. And if you do want to spend more for Tiger Tooth finish, obviously you can go for a different knife. My favorite is normally the stiletto. And then if you wanted to go for a more premium pair of gloves that actually pairs perfectly with the Azamovs, which is obviously some of your main skins, you should go for the foundations in field tested, which are about $310, and then go for a black laminate of any choice. I picked the M9 here, and in Battle Scarred, which is $760, making this combo cost $1,070. Now, this is actually the exact combination that I used for quite some time. I had a lower float pair of gloves and I had a well-worn black laminate M9, and it looked insanely good. So if you want more sort of premium gloves, as I say, that pair perfectly with the Azamovs, then maybe the foundations are for you. You can decide how much you want to spend on the black laminate. But there you go, guys. Weapon skins, you're talking $400. First combo, just under $500. Second combo, just under $1,100. And hopefully that gives you some options. That's pretty much, if you want to build a black, not a black, if you want to build an orange and white loadout in October for CS2, this is pretty much the best you can do. So if you enjoyed it, please hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button if you're around here. We're trying to push to 7k subs. All support is greatly appreciated. Speaking of support, big thanks to the YouTube members. If you want to find out more about being a YouTube member and what it entails, just hit that join button down below. I'm going to catch you guys in the next one. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.